Hey guys, come here. Come closer. Closer. There's something important I have to tell you. There are no pictures on the scorecard. So as it so often does here in Texas, the wind is starting to come up now. So this back nine will probably be interesting. This is the 10th hole. It's a straightaway par 4. It's not super long. I want to say like 380 yards or so. And there's plenty of room to miss right because that's the first fairway over on the right over there. If you miss left, you end up in the driving range. I imagine that's out of bounds, although I don't see any markers for it. But basically, you just want to hit one down there and find the green and see if you can't make a putt. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm lining up my driver here on this par 4 10th hole at Rebecca Creek. I don't really fade it. I'm looking to fade this shot and it doesn't fade. I was lucky to not go further left or I would have had trouble finding my ball, my yellow ball amongst the yellow balls on that driving range. But I lucked out and got in a good position here. I have 105 to the hole. Really, by all rights, I should be looking to miss this long. And actually, I do hit a good shot here. I've got my pitching wedge. It's into the wind. I'm going about 3/4 pitching wedge. Catch it really nicely. It just misses left and a little long. So that's actually where I should be missing this. As you can see, it was a really good shot. I'm happy with that. If you watch the first half of this round, you know I'm struggling on the greens. And that keeps up here. I thought I had this read pretty well. I may have played it a little too far out to the right, but the real problem is I just didn't really hit it. I gotta admit, I'm pretty proud of that second shot I hit on 10. That was from like 105 yards downhill, upwind. And I managed to put it within, I think it was about 10 feet or so. Wish I could have made that putt. It broke a lot more than I thought it would, but you know, I'll take pars the rest of the way. If you offered me 8 more pars for the rest of this round, I'd be all over that. The wind is definitely coming up. It started howling right after I hit my tee shot on 10. So I hope it stays down about what it is right now. It's probably about 10 miles an hour or so, maybe 15, gusts to 15. It's about 10 miles an hour, maybe gusts to 15, but yeah, I hope it stays like this, and I hope it doesn't start really blowing, because that will make it much harder. So we've got a little dog leg left here of something like 360 yards, 380 yards, something like that. This hole, if you play from the blacks, plays significantly harder, because the trees under which I'm standing right now, from the black tee, you have to play over these trees. Yeah. But from down here, pretty simple hole. You just find the fairway. Even if you miss right a little bit, all that does is make the hole a little longer. But find the fairway, find the green, see if you can't make a putt. There was a time when I would play draws all the time. For a long time, I played only draws, and ever since I really made a commitment to start playing fades, I've had a tough time hitting draws with my driver, especially. This isn't a bad shot. It's up the right side of the fairway. I didn't really get it to draw as much as I liked. My GPS tells me I hit that 272. I'm looking right down the throat of the green. Got my 58-degree wedge here. Not much to the hole. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 to 85 yards, and not great. You're not going to believe this, but a bug landed on my ball just as I was beginning my downswing on my second shot. I know you don't believe me, but it actually did happen, and that's why I sculled this shot all the way over the green, and now I'm in real trouble. It's fair to say that this is one of the more difficult shots I'll face in this round. I'm on leaves. I don't have anything under the ball except leaves. There's no ground under the ball. It's downhill. I don't know how I'm going to stop this ball on the green. And I just slide my wedge right under it, and the ball only goes like 9 yards. So basically, I'm left with the same shot. I'm on leaves again, and I do the same shit. I shoved it and didn't even get it on the green that time. So now I've got this to save a bogey from off the green. Guys, there is such a thing as a good bogey, and you just saw one. That putt for bogey on the last hole saved my bacon. That could have easily been a double or even a triple. The freaking bug landed on my ball on my second shot. I mean, I was in my downswing and I saw the bug, and it just distracted me enough that I bladed that shot all the way over that green. That was terrible. I mean, that's golf, you know? I'm still only 3 over. I'm not playing badly. I'm not scoring badly. Not hitting a ton of great shots, but not hitting a ton of truly awful ones either. I'm making pars, and that's kind of the goal. Shoot as low as you can. So the 12th hole out here is a par 5 of 525 yards from the blue tees. You really want to hit a draw here, and this is what happens when I try to hit a draw and I get too aggressive with the swing. You can see I'm not happy with that shot, and you're going to see why when you see where this ball ends up. But first, let's have 10 seconds of peace. All right, so guys, I got myself in a little trouble here. I'm basically just going to play out to the right of this tree and try to hit a big sweeping draw and get myself back into play. I'm just playing for par now. So my GPS tells me this drive only went 237. It was not a good swing at all. And now I've got to try to hit a big sweeping hook with my 5-iron from out behind this tree. And actually, I hit a really good shot. I'm super proud of that shot. Nice big loopy draw that rolls forever. I don't mind telling you, I'm pretty happy with that shot. I hit a big sweeping hook with a 5-iron and got myself up here. I'm about 90 yards from the middle of the green. I've got nothing in my way. It's a good angle at the green. I should be able to make a par here and maybe still have a look at a birdie. So before my second shot, I was thinking I was just going to play for par, but now I'm looking at right around 103, 104 yards to the hole, about 90 yards to the middle of the green. I've got my pitching wedge here. It's playing downwind, and I take like a little 3/4 pitching wedge and try to flight the ball down so that I can hit this green and maybe run up to the hole. And I leave myself this putt. This is not bad. We're actually looking down the green from kind of the back right corner toward the front right and front left corner. So you can see I hit a decent shot, and I've got an uphill putt. If you watch the intro, you know this putt goes down. I'm about to make a nice little birdie after a terrible tee shot. No pictures on the scorecard. I'm sure I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but that last hole was very much what no pictures on the scorecard means. I hit not a great drive, but played a really good recovery shot, hit a really good third shot, and made the putt to make a birdie, my first birdie on the round. That's what no pictures on the scorecard is all about. It's about making a score regardless of what your swing looks like or what kind of shots you hit or how far you hit it. The object of the game isn't to hit the prettiest shots. The object of the game is to get around in the fewest number of shots. That's what no pictures on the scorecard means. On the tour, they have a statistic called bounce back, where they measure the number of times you follow a bogey with, or I'm sorry, with follow a bogey with a birdie. I like to do the opposite. I like to follow birdies with bogeys, and I call them givebacks. So I just had a bounce back. I followed a bogey with a birdie, and here I am on this par 3, 170-yard hole. Got my 9-iron because the hole's cut in the front of this green, and I'm hoping to hit a good shot and get on the green here, and I do not. As you can see, I've ended up out the back of this green, just chipping back down the green. The good news is I have plenty of green to work with here. Really all I have to do is just hit a decent pitch shot. You can see I have 38 yards, got my 54 degree, and I hit a decent shot. You can see how far left I'm aiming there. That's because this green slopes that far to the right as I'm looking at it from the other side, from the tee. It slopes to the left, and I leave myself with this. It's about 5 feet. That's no gimme for me, especially on these slow greens. Got to tell you, I'm pretty happy with that par after sculling that 9-iron way over the green. Nice little up and down. I'm not going to tell you what happened during my swing because I can't believe it at this point, the number of things that have happened to me during my swing during this round. So suffice it to say, something happened during my swing off the tee on the last hole and caused that shot. I saved the par. That's what matters. This is an interesting par 5 here. This tree is in the middle of the fairway, but it's way out there. I want to say it's about 300, 350 out. I'll shoot it and I'll put the actual distance up in a second. But it's way out there, but you got to play around it, especially your second shot, unless you find a really nice spot with your tee shot. So it's an interesting par 5. I'm hopeful I can make a birdie on it. I caught up to a couple who I'm playing through right now. So they're sitting over there in their cart. They're letting me play through. And I've always found I usually tend to perform well when I have an audience. I don't know why that is, but when I have people watching me, I seem to do okay. I've got my driver out here. Obviously, it's a par 5. All I really need to do is miss the trees on the left and not put myself under that tree in the middle of the fairway. And actually hit a really good shot here. I definitely don't have the kind of power I used to have. There's just no denying that. I'm lucky if I hit a good drive about 260, 270 anymore. I used to be able to get it out there about 300 or so, but this drive that I've just hit went, according to my GPS, 313. Now it's downwind and it's, pretty dry and not much grass out here, so you're getting a lot of run, but man, it feels good to pump one out here every now and then and have a shot at a par 5 and 2. Guys, I could not wish for an easier second shot on a par 5. There's absolutely nothing in the way. There is no bunkers around this green. It's downhill, it's downwind. Shot it at 186 with my laser. I've got my 6-iron in my hand. All I need to do is hit the ball. Guess what I didn't do? Again, I don't have a tough shot in front of me here. It's just a little chip shot or pitch shot, however you want to look at it. Got my 54-degree wedge out and just trying to basically land this on the green and let it run up to the hole. Don't hit a bad shot. It just, again, I'm struggling with the speed of these greens, and I don't get this all the way up. This is a little bit longer than the putt I just made on the last hole. This is probably closer to about 6 feet, and yeah, I'm just not doing well on these greens for the most part. Disappointing par there. I had something like 186 into the green for my second shot on a par 5 and could not make a birdie. Had a look, left that putt short, not great. Not really liking the speed of the greens. Like I said before, I like faster greens, so. But it's fine. I'm 2 over. I'm playing actually pretty well. I'm scoring well. I'm not hitting a ton of beautiful shots, but if I were, I'd probably be better than 2 over. So this is not a bad round. I'm playing a really good round, and I'm happy with where I am. So these last 4 holes are going to play into the wind for the most part. I want to say 17 might not, and the tee shot on 18 is going to be playing kind of crosswind, but for the most part, these last 4 holes play into the wind and makes it, you know, pretty tough out here. Wind's probably right around 10 to 15 right now, but that's enough. That's enough to, if you're not striking the ball solidly, to expose any weaknesses in your game. So hopefully I can hit some solid shots and keep this play going. If I'm being honest here, I don't know what I was thinking. I usually tend to line up, well, I know what I'm thinking. There's trouble, there's out of bounds on the left, and I'm lined up to the left so I don't risk going in it. But I probably should have lined up on the right and just played the big fade or even a slice to keep this in play. Instead, I end up hitting a terrible shot. And I clipped a tree, it dropped down here, and now I've got this weird little recovery shot with a 4-iron that I'm trying to hit, basically just to get either in front of the green or on the green. It's, as you can see, 147 to the hole. I hit that a little more than 100 yards, just short of the green. Here you go. I've got this pitch shot. The hole is cut in the back right corner of this green, so I can be aggressive with this. It's uphill, it's upwind. I can be aggressive with this shot. I've got my 54-degree out. I do not hit a bad shot. I can't stress this enough. My short game isn't bad today. I hit a couple of squirrely ones on the 11th, but my short game is not bad today. I've put myself in position to make pars off my short game. So this is probably in the neighborhood of 6 or 7 feet. By all rights, I should be making these, and, well, you'll see. That's a tough bogey I just made. You know, I hit a decent pitch shot. I had a look. For as slow as these greens are, they're really breaking a lot. I'm not reading a lot of breaking them because I figure they're slow, but man, they're really breaking a lot. That last putt broke out from 7-8 feet, not even that much, about 6-7 feet, and it broke out. And I hit it with good pace. It finished next to the hole. It just broke out. The one thing I didn't do though, and I'm pretty proud of myself, a lot of times I'll make a birdie and then come right back on the very next hole and bogey. I didn't do that. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I could have easily done it because I hit that terrible shot on that par 3, but I managed to make a couple of pars before I bogeyed again. So I'm sitting at 3 over, made 4 bogeys, 1 birdie, the rest pars. That's not a bad day at all for me, for anyone really. You know, this side of a, you know, high-level amateur or pro. So 3 holes to go. Let's see if I can't make a birdie and get this back to 2 under, or 2 over rather. All right, so this is the 16th. You kind of have to contend with that tree right there. You either have to hit a draw around it or a fade over it. But that's the tree that makes this tee shot tough. Okay, you heard me just say it. You've got to either hit a draw around that tree or a fade over it. I'm lined up on the left side of this tee box, as you can see. Or actually, I'm kind of in the middle of it. But I'm aiming up the right side of this fairway, and I'm going to play a draw. The wind is off my right, and I'm figuring if I hit a draw or if the wind pushes me, I should be just fine. Or if I even fade it up against the wind, the worst case scenario is I'm in the right rough. I hit a good drive, though. Really good drive there. I'm happy with that. I'm laying right there. GPS says I hit that one 286. Probably have just over 100 yards in. Really just looking at the hole is cut kind of in the back right corner, so I'm really just looking to put it somewhere left and short and putt up the hill at this hole, see if I can't make a birdie. There are a lot of things that pros don't have to contend with that we as amateurs do, just playing a regular course. And one of the advantages pros have is a hole location sheet that tells them where on the green the hole is located. You don't get that. So on my tee shot just now, had I known this hole was cut in the back right corner, I might have played a little more, tried to be a little more on the left side of this fairway. I would have aimed a little further left than I did to try to give myself a better angle. I'm not saying that it doesn't excuse the shot I just hit. I hit a terrible shot. There's no denying that. And I left myself this awful up and down that there's just nothing there. I've got trees over top of me. I did the best I could there. I tried to bump it into the hill to get it to jump up and stop, and it would have been a miracle if it had done that. So I'm left with this putt for par. But my point is, if I knew this hole was cut where it is, I probably would have played a better angle off the tee to set up my approach. I'm not saying I would have pulled it off, but I'm saying I would have at least tried. This is a good run at par. I end up hole high, so I'm starting to get the speed, but I'm just not sure how the breaks are going on these greens. This is just me marking where my putt finished and where the hole is located, so my GPS knows what I did. This is for strokes gained. My app does strokes gained. And make a bogey. Simple fact of the matter is I've been kind of living on the edge with my wedges all day. They've been either really good or really bad. That one was really bad, left me in an impossible spot. I basically played the only shot I had, which was to kind of bump it up the green and get it on there and see if I could make a putt, which I very nearly did. It was a really good lag putt. But yeah, I've been living and dying with my wedges. When they're good, they're good. When they're bad, they're bad. And that time it was bad, and I paid the price for it. So I'm 4 over through 16. It's not terrible. Certainly not in the wind we have, some of the windy conditions we've had, and the fact that I haven't really felt like I've had my game today. So I'll definitely take that. A 4 over when I don't feel like I'm playing my best golf. Not bad. Okay, so the last 2 holes played into the wind, and now this one has a wind coming from right to left. It's going to be a tricky little shot on the upside. The hole is right down here on the left side of the green, so the wind's going to kind of blow the ball toward the hole. So you can kind of hang it out toward the middle of the green, and the wind should bring it back toward the hole. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Like I said, I'm taking my 9-iron here, just trying to aim basically at the right edge of the green and kind of hit not quite a fade and see if I can't just hold it up against the wind and let the wind push the ball back toward the hole. And the wind just didn't do anything. The ball just went straight at the right side of the green. And as you can see, I ended up just off the right side of the green. I was about hole high. I had the right stick in my hand, but the wind just didn't do what I thought it was going to do. So I'm putting this shot. A lot of times from off the green, I will putt if I have that as an option. As you can see, that was not a great putt, but I figured a bad putt would be just as good as a good chip. So I went with the putter there. I have to tell you, I'm not feeling super confident that over this putt right now. It's in the better part of 5 feet, and I've missed a few short putts in the last couple holes, but I knocked this one down for the par. All right, guys, I'm on the 18th tee. I am 4 over through 17. Just made a nice little up and down par on this 17th to stay at 4 over. This is a tough finishing hole. It's about 420 yards, a dog legs left. If you're going to try to cut the corner, there's a tree out there. I'll show it to you that you have to either go over or around somehow. Or if you're a righty, you can just play a big loopy draw around it and run it down the fairway that way. For lefty, this would actually set up pretty well. This hole is reminiscent of the 13th of it at Augusta. And if you can play a high cut like a lefty could, you could probably get it really far down there and cut this corner and make this hole a lot shorter. But I am not a lefty, so I can't do that. So what I think I'm going to do is probably just play the draw out to the right of that tree and bring it around into the fairway and see if I can't make a par the traditional way. All right, so if you're going to try to cut the corner here on the 18th at the club at Rebecca Creek, you've got to contend with this tree right here. You've got to figure out what you're going to do about this tree. You've either got to go around it or over it, and it's pretty far out there. I'll shoot it and put the distance up for you so you know, but it's not a short shot to get to that tree. I don't feel like I have the game, especially into the wind as this is playing. I don't feel like I have the shot to go over it, so I'm probably just going to go to the right of it with a little, baby draw and try to draw it down the fairway. So now would probably be a good time to give you the apology that I'm going to owe you in a couple minutes. As you can see, I'm about to hit my drive, and I don't hit a particularly great drive. I actually hit it really well, but it does not draw. And you're going to see I end up in the middle of the 12th fairway, and then I forget to turn on my camera, so I do not tape my second shot, and that is a tragedy. Okay, so I really did hit that drive really well. My GPS says I hit that about 280. Here's the problem. My green is over there, my ball is right there, and I'm in the middle of the 12th fairway. Yeah, I blasted this through the dogleg and ended up in the middle of the 12th fairway. So I've got a good angle at the green though. I'm not sure the distance just yet. I'll get that and put it up. But I guess I picked a good time to hit a good one, because anything, about 30 yards, 40 yards short of this, and I'm behind trees and have no shot at the green. But hopefully no one comes along to play the 12th hole anytime soon, and I can have a shot at the green. So this is the result of the 4-iron I just hit from 183 into the wind. Man, that was a nice shot. I'm really angry at myself for missing taping that shot, because that thing was a thing of beauty. So now I've got this downhill putt, and it occurs to me now as I'm doing this voiceover that I should have been playing for downhill putts all day. Not only would that have increased the speed, but it would have reduced the break that I was having trouble reading anyway. And as you can see, the first time I get a downhill putt, I drain it. Guys, so I just finished up at Rebecca Creek. I think I was 3 over, made a great birdie on that last hole. Not sure if my camera got the second shot. That was a really good shot. I hope it did. It was a sweet 4-iron from the 12th fairway to probably about 15, 18 feet. Made that birdie. That was a great way to end the round. I'm very happy with how I scored today. Even though I feel like I didn't really hit a ton of good shots, I scored really well. And like I've said all day, that's no pictures on the scorecard. That is the epitome of no pictures on the scorecard. It doesn't matter how you swing your club or what kind of shots you hit. What matters is the score you make. Guys, come back again real soon. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. There are no pictures on the scorecard.